Hi, I'm SeAnn. Welcome to my channel. On today's video, I am giving you the raw, honest feedback and the review of the Dune 4-wheel drive rooftop tent. I bought this tent a few months ago, and if you haven't seen that video, I will link it down below because it is a really good watch of exploring the options of what's on the market, what you can buy, the process that I went through, and things that I didn't even realize that I needed to know when buying a rooftop tent. So that is linked down below. Please give it a watch if you haven't already. I have since been on my camping trip, and I am now back in beautiful wintry Brisbane. I really just wanted to unpack exactly the thoughts and feelings of the rooftop tent now that it's been well used.
Yesterday morning was the first time that I had put this black cover on by myself, and I wanted to see but how much hassle it was and things like that, because I've always had help. And there was plenty of swearing yesterday and I really hate this, what the hell am I doing? But this morning, it's gone on beautifully and easily, as you can see, and no swearing required.
As you can see, Calliope was a huge success for night one. It took me 3 minutes to put it up in, and it took me 6 minutes to pack it down. The reason I purchased a rooftop tent in the first place was that I didn't like the whole work around having to go camping. You've got a tent, you get to a campsite, you pull all the tent poles out of the bag, you set it up, which takes, 30 minutes to an hour depending how competent you are. You're by yourself, so those little bendy poles to make the dome tent go twang, you can't get them under control, and all in all, it's quite a miserable experience. And I am just not down for that. Let's go with the pros. The pros of the tent far outweigh the cons. So a pro of the tent is it's super fast to set up and super fast to pack down. Another pro is that it is off the ground, coped with the wind beautifully, even down in Kingscliff when it was just miserable on the final night of our trip. Another one is that you didn't touch the wall and get wet from the condensation. It's really well ventilated, and I really appreciated this because that's the one thing I hate when you're camping. You touch the wall of a tent while you're getting changed, and all of a sudden, not only you get drenched, but your entire internals of the camp get drenched as well inside the tent. I would have to say the biggest con would be the mattress. So the mattress was 50mm thick, so it's a 5cm mattress, and it was like sleeping on a park bench. So what I did to combat this was actually add an egg crate, so a 4cm egg crate plus a mattress topper. So those two combined with that gave me about 9 to 10 centimeters of mattress, and I found that really, really useful and really quite comfortable. So we were able to turn that con into a pro by just thinking about it a little bit laterally. The downside of having all the extra thickness in the mattress was that I couldn't leave the blankets set up in the tent. So I was able to keep the sheets there. I wasn't able to leave the blankets and the pillows there from camp to camp and pull the tent flat and drive with it because it was just too bulky for what the structure had in mind. However, it took me an extra 3 minutes to grab a blanket, tuck in the edges, set it up in camp, and put the pillows in it. Other thing that I found that was a bit tricky was the attachment. So it has a little bracket underneath that did not fit the roof racks that I had. So
we've hit a bit of a snag. We're trying to install the rooftop tent on the car, but the mounting brackets don't seem to fit. So the boys are hard at work trying to get this thing in with much heavy discussion going on.
I had to get them swapped over for the thicker, beefier ones, which did fit the bracket. So if you have got the aerodynamic, really sexy looking slim ones, you'll need to purchase a nice thick straight bracket bar instead of the curved, as it won't fit, as I discovered. I will just say that one big downside for it is that And this goes with an awning that you'd attach, and that will be my next video, talking about like my King's awning and the experience that I had with that and shopping for a new one. So that will be on next week's video. However, one of the biggest problems that when you set up a rooftop tent and an awning that's attached to your car is that you can't actually move the car once your camp is set up. So it's great for overnight camping or for short, maybe 2 nights tops. But ultimately, if you need to use the car to get into town, you've got to pack up your camp, leave it, and move the car. You run into the possibility of losing your campsite, or you know, the inconvenience of having to pack down your entire camp in order to actually head off. However, the tent doesn't take long to pack down, but it is something you have to keep in mind. Bikes or a little motorbike would have been a really amazing addition. That is probably the biggest con that I have of rooftop tents and awning. I really loved the tent. I would definitely recommend it to anyone watching this video if you were thinking about doing a camping trip. Quick, it's easy. I've set it up at 9 o'clock. I've set it up in daylight. It really doesn't matter. Thank you so much for joining me for this slightly long-winded but really authentic rooftop tent review. I've really enjoyed sharing this with you and the camping journey that I've had so far. I look forward to seeing you next week on my awnings video. I look forward to sharing more adventures with you because we've got the Roma picnic races and rugby coming up in a couple of weeks. Picnic races in remote towns are usually a hoot. So from me, that's all today. I hope you've had a wonderful day. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.